So now I will try the remainder candy. The Godiva masterpiece, allegedly Belgium chocolate, 1926. It's not from the 20s though. It's probably a year old. It's chocolate. Now I'm trying it. I will try it. I'm opening it. Makes my being cadavers. You wouldn't get that joke unless you've seen Suck My Big Black Charlie Brown, which was a most offensive video, and then you'd get it. But then, like, probably not watching this channel if you watch that one, so, oh. Well. That was more stale than the other stuff. Yeah. This is pretty scary. This is from Valentine's Day. It still hurts. It's a couple months old, so you. Well. It's strangely appropriate for Suck My Black Ass Charlie Brown, because in that particular most offensive video, it's supposed to be Valentine's Day. It was basically be my Valentine Charlie Brown. They turned it into a, so it's actually relevant. And yeah, and that was the one that had that weird ending where, oh, Charlie Brown didn't get a Valentine, so all the girls give him a Valentine, and that pisses off Schroeder for some reason, who had just yelled at them for not giving him a Valentine. And then they had this weird scene at the end, explaining it to Linus. It's like, oh, it's like, why did he do that? And then the parody, they turned that to 11 and had them say something gross, but we won't go into that. Yeah. I didn't write it or nothing. We were ripping it off on another channel, but we didn't write it. But yeah, this is sort of how in that Halloween one, that great Dolomite Charlie Brown parody, or to the Pumpkin Charlie Brown, in which they were going on about that. Yeah. And the logic of that was, Linus has tricked Sally into sitting in the pumpkin patch and missing out on Halloween. It wasn't really about Charlie Brown so much. It was more about Linus and Sally. Interesting. And the logic of that being like, oh, he's going to have the Great Pumpkin show up, even though he clearly made it up. The only time he actually had the character show up is when he had a deal with Snoopy in Beware the Easter Charlie Brown, in which, I won't say the word, it was Beware the Easter Beagle Charlie Brown is what it was really. But yeah, it was another word that they used on Most Offensive Video. And that one, the joke was that he made up this Easter Beagle story, but in that case, he did his homework and he was like, okay, Snoopy, I want you to be the Easter Beagle so that you can prove that there's an Easter Beagle. So he's actually like, well, I learned from the Halloween one, so now that it's Easter, I'm going to go out and convince Snoopy to be the Easter Beagle so that they don't think I'm lying to them. So that was actually clever. Easter Beagle. No, that has nothing to do with anything. But, in the parodies, they always had their adults sound like, weren't saying blah, 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 blah. They made them sound like they were mentally deficient. Instead, so horrible. But yeah, like the candy. That's the last of that. That was old. That may have been from February. But it tasted like it was from February the year before. Ew. Anyway, so yeah. This is melted. Reader's Report one. That one actually might be scary. Anyway, so that's another taste test.